So my question for all of you is, what do you perceive to be the role of biracial or multiracial people in this racial climate? And what kind of advice can you give to us when it comes to identity?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I want to say, my brother, that you have to make a personal choice on your own identity. First of all, the identity of being a Christian above all culture, all ethnic group. I am, first of all, a believer in Jesus Christ. My Christian identity is number one. And then after that, my family identity, and then after that, my cultural identity and the nation identity. But you have to make a decision yourself, a personal decision, as to whether you want to be identify yourself as biracial, or you want to identify yourself with one group or the other. But always keep at the essential and at the center, that above all, you are a believer in Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a very crushing thing for Corey and I as parents, as we're dealing with our kids on this, because our kids are half African American, a quarter Irish, a quarter Mexican. And so one of the things Corey and I always felt like we needed to do is, and our kids are so different. Like my youngest, he's in that whole basketball scene. So if he walks in a room, 100 people, 99 white, 1 black, him and that black person are going to be the best friends. And my other 2 kids are completely different. So, but what happens though, and I think it's not just biracial, but biracial when there's African American thrown in, is we raise them and we expose them to all their different ethnicities. But then there comes a point when they realize, ooh, I don't really have a choice. When the African American thing gets thrown in, because no matter how they see themselves, they feel like they have to conform to how society will see them. So it's almost like having the police driving conversation, where I literally have to say to them, I hate to tell you this. You may see yourself as, but when you get pulled over, here's how they are going to see you. And that's a really, really hard conversation to have. And it's almost like you can see the wheels turning, because they're realizing, I don't have a choice. Now, again, that's my case, triracial with African American thrown in. My guess is, for the brother who just asked that question, that may be a different reality. Mm-hmm. But from my vantage point, that's a very hard thing to tell my kids, you're seen as a black person, and here's what comes with that. Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I appreciate you sharing that. My kids, biracial, 11 and 7, they pick and choose when it's beneficial for them. Oh, I'm Indian, and this is really good for me. Oh, I'm not Indian in this situation, and when it's positive, they can experience that. But I know, as you're talking, even being Indian, there are times where you don't get to choose, right. And I'm facing this right now as a person in my 30s. What's my history? When 9/11 happened, and I was trying to be patriotic as a college student, going, yes, my nation was attacked. My parents came and talked to me and said, people won't look at you and say, this is your nation.
Yep.
You got to be careful when you're walking out at night.
Yep.
And so there are going to be moments where your ethnicity is going to be placed on you, and what does that mean? It means that you continue to walk in grace and in love first as a follower of Jesus, but you are going to have opportunities to speak into different conversations. Some are going to be painful, but out of that pain, you'll be able to speak into what does it look like to be a place where you can have these kinds of conversations and lead and with love.